Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. You didn't hear from me for a while, and the reason is I was sick in bed with the COVID for 1 week, but I'm back at shop and everything's fine. Here I have today in my shop 2006 Toyota Highlander with approximately 226,000 miles on the odometer, and the owner is concerned about the drivability. She said when she drives the vehicle she can hear left front wheel well has metallic thumping noise. So I went on the short test drive, and in this case very easy. I 100% agree with the owner. When I has driven over the bumps, there is some knocking or banging from the front. I will not necessarily say it's coming from here. Might be on both sides. I'm not sure really. It was related over the bumps and also when turning the steering wheel left-right. So I have a hood open, I have areas I can grab the vehicle and maybe rock the front and see if we can duplicate it while it sits here without turning the steering wheel. There's something, little bit, but that's not the severity of the noise. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Did you hear that? I looked from under and I couldn't see anything. There is a new CV axle on this side, which is the long one. There's a new strut and nut, and also new sway bar handling. Sway bar over there, the bushings are, everything's fine. But if you think about it, it could be loose nuts. One of those on the sway bar handling, it was the movement up and down. This is a new looking strut, so unless it's faulty, shouldn't be coming from the strut. However, I started rechecking the tightness of the nuts. The sway bar handling 17s were fine. However, these two monsters, these two bolts and two nuts, it's a 22, and that was actually very slightly, not loose, I will not say loose, but not super hard torque. So I should probably remove the nuts and put the blue thread locker first, so I don't have to be coming there and back, there and back, there and back. In the case that was the reason for that movement. It should be purely theoretically having very slight movement, the knuckle on those bolts, and between the strut and the bolts there should be that knocking, clicking, ticking, banging, metal thumping sound. So well, let's go and see. It is 22. Okay, one of them came out. Oh, one of them got nicely loose. And these bolts and nuts are pretty tight. There is very little tolerance. However, there's enough, purely theoretically, it could cause that noise. This is what I'm talking about. Blue thread locker. And if these will be torqued, and the torque has to be pretty big, as you can imagine, that blue thread locker will make sure that it will not get loose. What could be the right torque for this? What do you think? You don't want to let that blue thread locker sit for too long time. And now, really quickly, let's go and get the torque spec. So I got it roughly tight really quick. Now let's use the half drive torque range. It's a 50, I said 150. I probably torque it more than that. I wanna recheck in the case that was the problem. My God, Peter, what if you just hold it? Will it be not better? Come on, 150, here we go. Yep, and now we know the blue thread lock will not let those nuts loose while it's driving over the bumps. I will use that 150 right here. Let's see if I will be able to move the nut, so which will mean that it was not torqued enough, or if it will just stay and beep 150. See, this is tied correctly, so I'm not sure what's the other side. Aha, the bottom one, what was the angle? 10 degrees maybe? The bottom one was a little bit less than the top one. Yeah, the top one shows 150 and the nut didn't move. However, I will remove both of them also and apply that blue thread locker. Here is our magical potion. Blue thread locker, the big friend of every technician. Correct? And boom, put a bunch of it on it. So these nuts can't move later after we will perfectly torque them. We don't know if this is the fix, but I couldn't find any other loose areas or a metal on metal situation where that banging and clicking was present. So back to the 150. Oh, it's still there. I don't have to even move it. Now let's go. Oh, come on, what are you doing, baby? Did I push on you? Accidentally, that light, of course, is in our way, as usually, but I'm trying to film it for you. Did you hear that? So I will recheck. Now I know this is 150. Now the bottom. Yeah, this is a super fine snap-on half drive flex head. Invaluable tool for everybody. And more, it was not enough. You didn't hear it yet. Now let's not be so serious about this possible repair. We don't know if it will yield positive results, but we can see most likely it will. Let's not be so serious. Let's go for a little bit of entertainment right now. This vehicle is situated 3 hours from my shop. A person doesn't live here. And when over the phone, the owner asked, "Hey, I have some knocking noise. What shall I do?" I said, "Well, you are going with your tires rotation, so ask the shop who does the tires if they can find it for you. Hopefully they can, and then you can bring the vehicle to my shop and I can fix the problems or help you." So she took it for tire rotation to the big tire shop. She said, "Hey, I hear these noises from the front." And this is what they quoted her. They said, "Get both front struts new." She was like, "Wow, I wonder why, when they are a couple months old." They said both front struts, because they are broken, should be replaced. We can see there is a brand new CV axle right here, but we recommend you to replace this one. They say it's also broken. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, except there is that very tiny amount of grease coming out underneath these boots. You can see it a little bit over there. It's super tiny amount. Other than that, it's perfect. They said out replacement. Then they said, "Oh, your steering rack. Well, we see there is a little bit of oil on it right there. So you know what? Replace the steering rack, the whole thing, because it's leaking, and the outer tie rod ends." So there was another quote. They didn't stop there, my friend. They said, "Come, we have the vehicle on the rack. You need also the rear struts. Look, you can take a picture of it for your technician or whatever. Look, they are broken, because here this rubber shield which was there, it's just hanging, it's gone." They didn't look if the struts ever leaked, or they didn't test them. They just said, "Replace, lady. Just get everything new. Look how it's broken," they said. Of course, all of us know that these rubber protectors, they give up pretty early. This one is brand new, so it's still there, but they give up pretty early. But the reason to replace the strut, it will have to leak out. It will have to lose its capacity to dampen the driving. And both of them, beside the fact that dust shield fell apart, they perfectly work. The back of the vehicle is not bouncing up and down. They just are after money. And they don't care. They will even tell you, "Look, it's broken." I rechecked the nuts on the sway bar end links, and these were perfectly tight. So I guess we are ready to put the tires back and test. So let's go and see if this was success or big fail. This is a perfectly working strut, because that shock is stopping me from pumping it up and down. You can see the resistance. It's super hard to keep moving it, and that shows me they are brand new. There's no noise. But the main problem was here. You remember, the other side did barely any noise, but it was banging metal on metal right here. Let's see. I didn't try. I'm curious. Look at it, guys. I'm so happy this is over. And I was able to find the culprit. Of course, before I even started, I checked the struts nuts right here, the 3 of them. But none of it was loose, everything was correct. It's just my hand slipping on the paint. As you can see, that was the problem. Very slightly loose. It was on both sides, mainly the bottom one. And not only we fixed the problem, the metallic thumping, as the owner described it, I cannot imagine how much money we saved there on the quote from the tire company for front 2 struts, rear 2 struts, entire steering rack and outer tie rod ends. Probably $2,500, $3,000. I inspected them again. They are totally fine. There's no problem with the bouncing, and I also felt it on the test drive. The vehicle is not bouncing like that in the back. There's nothing like that happening. If these rear struts were bad, they will leak out, but also they will let me to rock the back of the vehicle up and down effortlessly. Now look at it, it will not let me. The moment I let go, it immediately stops where it's supposed to be. These are the springs, but the shocks are stopping the bouncing. If they were shot, I will be able to keep bouncing it up and down effortlessly. Also, when I will let go, it will still bounce like once or twice. So these are fine. The steering rack, as you saw, is not wrapped in the power steering fluid. She's not losing power steering fluid. And there was just a little bit of wetness on those dust boots. Go figure. I guess everybody quotes people differently. I hope you find this video interesting and maybe helpful in finding your own metallic thumping sound from the front. If you like that, please give a thumb up and stay subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thank you for watching and have a great day, my friend.